Hey there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a really exciting haul because today I am going to go through two new blind buy additions to my Maison Lancôme collection. I have just absolutely fallen in love with this collection. It started with just one. It started with Roses Berberanza, which I actually pulled out my three that I have right here, and I was hoping I'd like it. I did not expect to love it. Quickly got two more, and now these are another two. So we are gonna get into both. Some of you that I've talked to on Instagram, actually, I think, know that this video is coming. You let me know that it was available for purchase, so I was so excited. I snagged both up, and we're gonna get through. They're both blind buys. We're gonna get through the notes. We're gonna go through everything. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And also I've put my Instagram down there so you can follow me and see my scent of the day and just chat on there as well. So let's get into it. So I think actually out of the two, we'll start with Parfait de Roses, which is the one that I think most of you who had chatted with me, or even in the comments before you even knew I was picking it up, had talked about, had mentioned this one. I'd heard more about this one. I don't think I really had heard about the other one, to be honest, even in like Maison Lancôme videos. So we'll start with that one. The only notes I could really find were that it was really centered around Centophilia rose, so both the accord and infusion, that there was rose liquor, candied raspberry, and vanilla. And I specifically brought my Roses Berberanza because apparently, according to some people, like, you're either a Roses Berberanza person or a Parfait de Roses person. You might like both, you might prefer one over the other, and this Roses Berberanza, I've talked about it before, is very much a gourmand rose. It's like Middle Eastern dessert syrupy goodness. So we will see how it compares to this one, because it seems like this is also a gourmand rose. You know, there's vanilla, there's candied raspberry, which is the part that worries me the most because, oh, this is what they look like, by the way. The boxes are all really beautiful, but the bottles themselves are stunning. Yeah, candied raspberry, I know from Girl Live Now Forever, isn't my favorite note, but I'm staying open because I assume it's going to be more beautiful in this lovely Maison Lancôme line. So this is what it looks like in terms of packaging. Looks pretty much identical to Roses Berberanza, or Rose Berberanza, except for obviously the Parfait de Roses has its own name on there, and because there's only two, as always, I prefer to try things on my skin whenever possible, and that's what we'll do. So I am so nervous, you guys. It also has a magnetic cap, which I love. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Oh my God. This is beautiful. Oh my God. Wow. This is so beautiful. It's definitely more powdery, which is probably why I'm blown away, breathless. It has a touch of kind of, I don't know if other people have said this. Now I feel like I can't remember a single review I've seen or read about this, but I swear this has got a touch of powderiness to it. Not just vanilla, like kind of like a vanilla powder, baby powder, like talcum powderness to it, which if you've been watching for even a little bit, but definitely if you've been watching since the beginning, you know I adore. I know it's not all of your cup of tea. I do branch out as much as possible, but my preference will always lie with powdery fragrances. I just adore them, but I own and love a whole bunch. Anyways, it is stunning. It definitely has a vanilla powder, baby powderiness to it. The rose it's interesting because it's definitely rosy, and I definitely get like, again, like vanilla and powderiness. I don't know if I get, at least not the kind of candied raspberry that I don't like, Maybe there's a touch of fruitiness in there that I'm just not picking up, but it's definitely not anything like a synthetic candied raspberry, which I don't enjoy. Especially sometimes it gets mixed with lemon, and even that, it's not my favorite. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite, and I don't get any of that here. But this is definitely a, it's more leaning of like a vanilla rose, and in that way it's a gourmand rose. And this is like a syrupy dessert, just, yeah, very, very sickly sweet kind of gourmand rose. Wow, I'm so blown away. I need a moment to gather my thoughts, but I love both. I really do. I obviously have to play around way, way, way more with Parfait de Roses to be able to come back to you the way I have with Roses Berberanza. I think at the end, actually, I will just do a video later on with all 5 of my Maison Lancôme range, because it needs talking through. It's so beautiful, this range. But I think off the bat right now, if I were just comparing them side by side as 2 blind buys, Parfait de Roses is a lot more of a safe fragrance for me because it's got that powderiness to it. The gourmand isn't that, I don't know, sickly or in your face as Roses Berberanza is, but it's also, you know, it's more safe. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to try it more and see kind of more of that liquoriness that's supposed to develop in the dry down and in the base of the fragrance, but I love it. This Roses Berberanza is one that I feel like I wouldn't have, I'm just going to spray one in the air. It wouldn't be one that I would normally have gravitated towards because it's so incredibly gourmand. And that's what really sets it apart for me. It is the most beautiful, like nutty, syrupy rose. It smells exactly like Middle Eastern desserts, which aren't usually things I want to smell like because I'm not a huge gourmand person, but it's so beautiful that it's transformed me. When I wear this, like, I am a gourmand loving fragrance girl, and so that's what really sets it apart for me. Is for me personally, it was really unique for me to like something like that. But wow, is Parfait de Roses just absolutely stunning. I have not come across a single dud in this range so far, which I'm obviously really happy about because they are not, you know, cheap or inexpensive fragrances, but it is just stunner after stunner. I have not picked up the ones I'm the most worried about. Like, there's one with figs that I just stayed away from, even though I found it places, because I really hate the note fig. Or not hate, but I haven't had the best experience with fig in fragrances, so I've stayed away. But I just feel like they could probably even convince me that fig is a great note with this. So yeah, as of first impressions, Parfait de Roses is stunning, beautiful, absolutely love it, and cannot wait to come back later on down the road with the second impressions, obviously. And if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments below. I'll do a full video on my 5 Maison Lancôme fragrances as well, but that one absolutely love, and I'm so glad to have picked it up. Okay, so now we go to the second and last of this haul, and this was the one that I hadn't really heard from anyone before, but when I was picking Parfait de Roses, I saw that this one was also on sale and on a sale next to it, so I just decided to bite the bullet and pick it up, and this is Magnolia Rosae. And as I say, I hadn't watched any reviews, and I decided, I read the notes on Fragrantica or on the Maison Lancôme website, saw it, thought might as well take a chance, and I decided not to watch any video reviews of this one and just really, really go for it. So again, this is what it looks like, really pretty much similar to the others, except for, Iris Dragé has a white cap, and obviously L'Autre Oud is a little different as well, but it's like the 2 roses one. The juice is a little more pink, and the notes on Magnolia Rosae are blackcurrant, freesia, saffron, magnolia, Turkish rose, geranium, suede, ambrette, and musks. Oh, and bourbon, I think? It might have been bourbon. So I'm really excited. I mean, it seems like it has elements of a gourmandness to it, but there's blackcurrant, which I really do like in fragrance, and suede, which is always interesting. So we will spray. I'm the most nervous for this one, honestly, because I really truly have not heard anything about it, but we will see together. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm gonna spray a little bit more. It's lighter than, definitely lighter than Rose's Berberanza. It's kind of starting off with the same level of intensity as Iris Dragé, because Iris is also lighter in the beginning. Okay, so this is, I can already smell, even though it's, I think, in the heart, I can smell like a suede, like a deep suede in this fragrance. Not leathery, like a slightly leathery, and but not like a deep where it gets bitter, just like a really fresh kind of like suede boot, for example. And it's slightly floral, slightly kind of like a very light fruity floral, but a lot of that suede. And it's sitting a lot closer to the skin than Rose's Berberanza or even Parfait de Roses or L'Autre Oud. It's a lot closer to the skin, so I'm curious to see what the lasting power is on this one, because Iris Dragé was lighter than the others. It wasn't just disappearing, but it definitely sat closer to the skin. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting right now, is a slight fruity floral, a lot of suede and lighter leather kind of smell. Maybe a little bit fresh, like it has like a touch of, not fresh, but a touch of tartness to it. Maybe it's the blackcurrant, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's the geranium, but in general, it's kind of like a little bit of a tart fruity floral, and I get a whole lot of suede. So that was interesting. Definitely not a dud. I'm happy about that. I would say, I mean, out of the two, because it's quite easy, I would put this in first place, and I would put the Parfait de Roses in first place, and I would put Magnolia Rosae in second place, but I don't hate it. And for a true, like, really blind buy, it's interesting. I feel like at times I can pick up some more of that rose or freesia, like the floral. For a second there, I picked it up and it was more pronounced, and then other times I'll take a sniff and I get so much of that suede. So I'm definitely gonna have to play around with this. I'm excited to, though. It's one that excites me for sure. And this is just like a complete love. I absolutely love it. It is so me, incredibly me. And until now, Rose's Berberanza has kind of always, out of the three that I used to have, take special precedent, because L'Autre Oud you can't, personally, I don't think you can wear year round. I kind of do. And Iris Dragé is stunning, but it like didn't take my breath away as much as Rose's Berberanza did, but this might knock it out of its first place spot. I really do have to see how I feel. And again, if you guys are interested, definitely let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see like a Maison Lancôme video down the road a little bit once I play around with it, because I'd love to do one. I would really love to do one. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this mini but expensive haul. Definitely let me know. I've heard from so many of you now which ones in the range you've tried, which ones you liked. But if you have or have not tried these two in particular, definitely let me know in the comments, especially for Magnolia Rosae, because as I mentioned, I really haven't heard a lot of people talk about this. So if you've tried it, let me know how you're feeling about it so I will know, and I will come back with my second impressions. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye.